Five.
We're live? All right. So we're live, and there's always this sort of digital interference in the beginning, so I'm giving it 10 seconds. All right. Today we're going to talk about our new study, our new scientific study where 516 patients with herniated discs had complete elimination of their back pain. This is a big one. It's a big study, and the results are, to me, nothing short of amazing. We have the ability to solve serious back problems, and patients get better every day. And patients that thought they would never get better, truly thought they would never get better, got better. And that's what this is about. This is about patients who had tried everything and then came to see us. And each one of these patients was a candidate for surgery. And they got better. And I think 26% of them, a quarter of them, it's a little more than 25%, already had surgery and didn't get better. And they got better. Okay, so some of the worst back pain that you can have is what we treat. That's what we do. And it's not easy, but we do it. We do a lot of scientific studies. Why? Because we want to know what's happening, and we want to know how well we're doing, and we want to know how to make things better, and we want to constantly look at the science. I say it's one of the most scientific back pain treatments you can possibly get. We do the science. Okay, this is scientific. The first study was done in 2007 where we identified that we could make changes. The second study was in 2013 where we compared our treatment to physical therapy and we were 10 times better. Third study was a patient that had failed fusion and she was suicidal and taking high levels of opioids. That was published this year. The one that was finished is now in review at a major medical journal, the one we're going to talk about today. That's 1,200 cases. First of all, why do we do what we do? We do what we do because I smashed my back when I was in college. I jumped off a cliff into water from 80 feet and I smashed my back and I really damaged my disc. This disc here should look like this disc, and you can see it doesn't. There's a herniation. At the same time, there's a very massive protrusion of the disc. I had stenosis, I had sciatica. My mission is to educate the world about what we do. More importantly, my mission is to eliminate back pain from the planet, and it is possible. Quite frankly, there's so much money spent on back pain that is ineffective, that it's borderline, and some of it actually makes you worse. It's not uncommon that you get a procedure, whether it's surgical, injection, and or therapy, and you get worse because they're giving you the wrong procedure. So my goal is to eliminate back pain from the planet. These videos are about education. I don't want you to use this to diagnose yourself or to treat yourself because you need a professional, but 1,200 cases of patients that needed surgery. Okay, these are serious back problems that needed surgery. There are very specific criteria of when you need surgery. Number one is you have back pain for over a year. Number two is it's disc related and somehow involved with a nerve. Number three is you tried traditional therapy, you did not get better. And number four is your oswestry is above a 40. So if you have an oswestry, meaning your disability index, I talk about this a lot, and this is probably the most important number, even more important than pain, because disability is disability is your ability to live your life. Okay, we say we give our patients their life back. When you're 45 to 50% disabled, you can't do much. Okay, it hurts to walk, it hurts to sit, it hurts to drive, it hurts to sleep, it hurts to eat. Technically it doesn't hurt to eat, but it hurts to sit and eat. Okay, all the activities that you do that are your life are diminished. Okay, that's disability index. So anything above 40, you're a candidate for surgery. So these are our patients, 1,200 patients that went through the therapy that needed surgery. Okay, average age was 54. That means some were in their 80s and some were in their 20s. Back pain in months, 89 months, 7.5 years of back pain. Doesn't mean they had back pain unlimited for 7 years. It means it kept coming back or getting worse and worse and worse, which is kind of how it works. And then the Western Disability Index was a 45. 100% is 100% disabled. Anything 80 and above, you're not getting out of bed. So they're able to get out of bed and get to the clinics, but at the same time, not by much. Pretty severe back pain, pretty severe effect on their lifestyle. Had it for a long time, pretty severe at the time we saw them. Beginning pain was an 8.6. 1,200 patients, serious back pain, serious disability. Came in at the end of our therapy, at the end of our treatment, their disability index was a 9. Below a 12 is considered asymptomatic, so they're 9% disabled, which is just about nothing. Okay, the goal is 0, but anything above 12, you're out of pain. Their pain had gone from an 8.6 down below a 1. On average, 1,200 people, they all needed surgery. This is important. This is a big study. This could change everything. Number of treatments, 36, 3 months. Okay, it takes a while to solve some of these problems. Some of these problems didn't happen overnight. You can see it in this case, 89 months. It's a long time. 7.5 years of the spine breaking down, because that's what happens. So 36 treatments, 3 months is about what it takes. Now here's the conditions they had. This is about herniated discs, and we're going to talk about what causes the hernia. We're going to talk about what the herniated disc is, and then we'll talk about what we do. But in this case, 331, can't reach my vertebrae. 331 had spondylolisthesis. Spondylolisthesis is a shifting of the bone. When the bone shifts, that's spondylolisthesis. You don't want that. That's more severe. This takes a long time. This takes a long time to develop and causes a lot of pain. 516 of these 1,200 patients had herniated discs. 885 had degenerated discs, excuse me. Bulging discs was 921, sciatica was 907. 907 cases of sciatica that needed surgery got better without the surgery. We treat the disc. We have the ability to solve the problem in the disc. We get people who fly to come see us from all over the whole world. Why? Because we solve problems that nobody else can solve. 807 had stenosis. Number one reason for patients who are above 50 that have fusion surgery is stenosis. 807 had stenosis, did not need fusion. 312 of these patients had gone to surgery and not gotten any better and came to see us. It's called failed back surgery syndrome. The hardest back problem to treat, the most costly back problem to treat, the most complicated back problem to treat is failed surgery. Why? Because you've got scar tissue, in some cases you got hardware, and you got bone and everything else in there that was not there in the beginning. Okay, but we can treat it. This takes longer, that I can tell you, for sure. So, to be in this study, you had to have gone through a form of therapy and not gotten better, because that's what makes you a candidate for surgery. So we met all the criteria for a candidate for surgery, and one of the criteria was they had gone through therapy and they did not get better. Again, 312 had the surgery, 720 had physical therapy, did not get better, and we talked about that in our second study. We compared our treatment to physical therapy, and it was 10 times better. Why was it 10 times better? Because we addressed the disc. If you address the disc through what we do, which is decompression, vibration, and exercises all at the same time, you get better. 324 had gone to chiropractors and did not get better. This is real common. This is the common scenario if you have back pain that's not going away. First you see the physical therapist, then maybe you go see the pain specialist, and he gives you narcotics. 600 were taking narcotics. When they came to see us, they were still taking the narcotics. And then sometimes you go to a chiropractor. And somewhere along the way, very often you get the injections. 468 had gotten the injections. Did not get better. If you have back pain that's not getting better, it's a result of the disc. Whether it's degenerated, or it's bulging, or it's herniated. Again, 885 had degenerated, 921 had bulging, 516 had herniated. Every single patient had a disc problem of these 1,200. They came in, had gone through therapies, did not get better, got better with our therapy. At the end, every one of the patients that was taking an opioid was off the opioid. Okay, there's an opioid crisis because people aren't getting better. It's highly addictive, so that's a major reason we have a crisis, but they don't get better, so they don't know what to do, so they keep taking them, which is what our second study was about. Had a patient that failed fusion surgery, and she was taking opioids, not getting any better. She tried to kill herself. When you lose hope, you lose hope. Back pain will cause you to lose hope, because you lose your life. That's the disability. How disabled are you? The higher the number, she was over 50, not her age, but her disability index. And some of the patients were still taking anti-inflammatories at the end, but not by much. Okay? This is really hard to see. I understood this after I put it up here. It's really hard to see. This line here is the patients that had herniated discs. They had 8.6 was their beginning pain, and their ending pain was 0.7. Their ending oswestry was a 9. Okay? They got better. They didn't get a little bit better. Okay, some of the studies you read about surgery is, oh, they got a little bit better. Isn't that great? Okay, who wants to get a little bit better and have that major procedure? You have things, somebody cutting into your back and or getting fusion in there. Okay, you're not going to get a little bit better. You're going to get better. When are you better? When you're feeling pain. When you're out of pain. You're able to live your life. We help people get their life back. Okay, the disability index is how disabled you are. The higher the disability, the less life you have. It's hard to live a life where you can't do anything. It's not living. Okay? So what do we do? Some of you have seen this, and if you've seen this, you don't have to watch this part, but we address the issue in the disc. Typical vertebrae, 24 vertebrae between the head and the hips. If you've seen my videos, you've heard this 1,000 times. Head here, the hips here, technically not 1,000 because we don't have 1,000 videos, but we're getting close. Head and the hips are 24 vertebrae. In between each vertebrae, there's a disc. The disc allows for motion. Inside the spine is the spinal cord. Spine is designed to protect the spinal cord. In between each vertebrae, there is a nerve that exits off of the spinal cord. And the nerve that exits off of the spinal cord in the low back goes down the legs and causes sciatica. So one vertebrae on top of the other with the disc in between. The disc is like a jelly donut. This is very important that you understand this because you understand why our therapy works. Outer portion of the disc, there's a thick material. Inner portion of the disc, there's a jelly-like substance. The jelly-like substance can move inside there. As a result of certain stresses and certain loads, very often the outer cartilage of the disc will start to break down and get weaker. It won't necessarily tear, but it will get weaker. And then the nucleus starts to push out. And that leads to a bulging disc. The bulging disc will cause back pain. It will also cause numbness in the legs because it will start to pinch the nerve. These can be very complicated. But what can happen is that disc can start to tear. As it tears like this, the nucleus starts to push out further. As it pushes out further, very often you'll develop this sort of herniation. Looks like this. Nucleus pushes out. As it pushes out, eventually what can happen is it can tear all the way through. That's called an extrusion. This is more rare. These are herniated discs. Eventually what can happen is that herniation can push out and then break off, called a sequestration. These are very, 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 very rare. Okay? These are the herniated discs. Looks like this. So what do we do? Excuse me. We take the pressure off the disc. So we have a decompressive motion on the disc, and then we have some vibration that increases blood flow, and then we have you do exercises all at the same time. And what does it do? It makes you feel better. Even when you failed chiropractic, failed physical therapy, okay? There's a limit to what those treatments can do, and there's a limit to what the injections can do, and there's a limit to what the surgery can do, and there's a certain set of secondary effects that they add to the spine that you don't want either. Okay, not chiropractic and physical therapy, but more the injections and the surgery. Massive herniated disc pushing into the spinal canal, pinching the nerves, causing both legs to get numb. We do the treatment, nucleus moves back to the inside. This is nuclear material in the spinal canal. Takes time. Same thing, nuclear material in the spinal canal. We do our treatment, Everybody wants to know, what's the treatment? We decompress. You wear a vest and a harness and we lift you up, we take pressure off, and then we do exercises. You can solve a disc problem, but if you don't fix the instability as a result of the muscle weakness and or the lack of tension, and you don't want tight muscles, but you want stiffness. You want your core to hold everything in place. When it doesn't, then that's when things start to break down. So a key to what we do is the disc treatment in conjunction with the exercises. You need to have joint function. And the only way to get joint function is through exercises, and when you have a bad disc, it's taking the pressure off the disc. This patient was part of our original study in 2007. This is when we identified herniated discs would go away. We discovered 10 years ago that it would go away, and we perfected it. Patient came in the other day, came in from California, staying here in a hotel. Said, Dr. Jeff, how long did it take you to get better? Okay, because he wants to know, can he get better? He's going to be here 4 weeks. Can he be better in 4 weeks? I said, it took me 3 years to get better. It took me 3 years to get better because it took me 3 years to figure it out. Once I decided I wasn't getting better with chiropractic and physical therapy, I had to find a way out. It took me 3 years. Okay, seeing specialists all over the whole country and doing their procedures. It took me 3 years, and then it took me another 15 years to perfect it to where we can get patients better in a month when they fly here from out of town. Okay, so it's not slow. The treatment takes time, but over the years we have perfected this process. It's a 4-phase process, and it's a 9-step process. More of the same. I want you to see these. These are all the herniated discs. Okay. First phase is eliminate the cause of the stress on the disc. Super important. Second phase is to build stability. These are phases. It's 10 steps. And you know what the most important step is? To understand what it is. And to understand you can get better. Because the reason you think you can't get better is because you tried other therapies that would have never gotten you better anyway. Or a doctor that you saw said, oh, it's in your head. It's in your head because he can't figure out what it is. Or he can't figure out why you're not getting better. I hear that all the time. I hear it every single week. I hear a patient, oh, doctor said pain's in my head. Okay? That doctor now is preventing you from getting better because the pain's not in your head, ever. Even when they thought, because once upon a time they thought, yeah, there are certain patients, pain's in their head. No, they found out that wasn't the case. Pain was in their back. Okay, they had problems that weren't allowing them to get better, but it wasn't in their head. That's my rant for a Friday. I should be in a good mood, right? We've got beautiful weather here too. All right, so it's 4 phases. First phase, eliminate the cause. Second phase, build stability. Third phase, restore function. You got to move properly. I tell people all the time, don't bend with your spine. Spines don't want to, they can bend and they will bend, okay, but they're not designed to be bent all the time. Okay, if you walk around like this, you're going to have some big problems. Big problems. Posture, number 1 reason. Boom, get your posture back in order. Okay, and it's habits. We've developed habits for 30, 40, 50 years. You never knew it was wrong. And the last phase is doing exercises when you're done. If you go through the program, you get better. This study is going to be published before the end of the year. Major study. 1,200 patients that needed surgery got better. 25%, 26% of which had surgery and did not get better. Okay, is what we do a miracle? No, a miracle is if I snap my fingers and you're better. It doesn't happen like that. We know how to get you out of pain. It's a pathway. I can guide you down the pathway. We have the ability. We've perfected this for 25 years. A little better, a little better, a little better, a little better. Okay, and some of the things I learned from my dad, who did it before me, and he learned from my grandfather. Okay, this family has been treating back pain since 1964. I wasn't even alive. My grandfather started treating back pain. I shouldn't even say that. He started in the 50s. One of our clinics that we own has been treating back pain patients since 1964. Okay, we're not brand new at this. We're old. We're old at this. We've been doing this a long time. So I've been talking a lot. That's who we are. That's what we do. New study. 516 patients got better. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please share this information. I want to change the world. Okay? You share it. We can change it together because we can get patients better. Comment. Make comments. You like it? Tell me you like it. You don't like it? Tell me you like it. Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Had a patient come in the other day. Said, Dr. Jeff, you're a back pain warrior. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, you're fighting for the cause. You're helping us. You're educating us. You're fighting against why things aren't working. I thought, well, I hadn't thought of that. So we are back pain warriors. That's it. Today's Friday. We're in Chicago. We got beautiful weather till Monday, maybe for a whole week, but I'm going to go golfing. I didn't golf for 10 years because of my back pain. I can golf all day, every day, but I work too hard, so I don't. But I could without pain. So that's it. If there's any questions, call me. If you live in another country, you can email. I should put this on here. Matter of fact, I think we're going to get a web page for people who live somewhere else, because we get a lot of that. There's some confusion. We have a hotel that you can stay at. It's right down the street. They'll drive you back and forth to the clinic. They're really good about that. They have little kitchenettes. I don't know if anybody really cares. I know they do free laundry. That was a big thing. We do free laundry. I mean, they don't do it for you, but you don't have to pay for it. So that's it. So give us a call, 844-577-7329. Have a good weekend. Be safe. And if you have pain, you don't have to have pain. We can help you. Thank you. Be careful. God bless. And goodbye. Uh-oh.